All right, y'all, we in the building. Roll the intro.
Another one, it's another one, and another one.
What's poppin', y'all? We are back with another video. If this is your first time here, click that subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. Don't be over here in our business, worry about what we got going on, and you ain't subscribed to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, make sure you like this video, super important. Like the video, and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss the next time I drop another video. So y'all know we got to get into it, child. We got to talk about it. So we got to talk about, who we gonna talk about first? We got to talk about Ice Spice, y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all long now. We got to talk about Ice Spice. So Ice Spice released her song, Give Me a Light. Just strike the blow. Y'all know the song sampled Sean Paul's Is It Give Me a Light? Yeah. Or y'all know what song I'm talking about. Y'all know the song. Like, God, why would I beef with a fly? So Ice Spice, she released her song this past week. She also released a video to it as well. She had a lot of promo with it. She had these pink Range Rovers parked in random places, I guess in New York City, and they had smoke coming out of the car. I thought that was some really, really cool promo. I was on the phone with my friend last week too, and he was like, I'm super excited for this song to come out. I think about it every time I leave out of work. And I guess he works, because he lives in New York, and he works, I guess, where he has to pass that on his way home. And so I guess he was seeing it for a couple days in a row, the week leading up to the release. And, he was excited about the song releasing. So Ice Spice released the song, the video and everything. I told you guys, I really didn't care for the song. I thought the song was trash, honestly. And I guess the rest of you did too, because it flopped. So Ice Spice did not chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, this is the first time that Ice has released a single since she's been mainstream. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time that she's released a single since she's been mainstream and it did not chart. Yes. Oh, yes. So, what does this tell me, and I guess the rest of us, about the trajectory of Ice Spice's career, maybe? I already stated that I thought that Ice Spice, the momentum around her was dying down significantly. And I think a part of that is, I think it's her team. So here's the thing. And I'll kind of break down all the factors too, but here's a piece of that too. Ice Spice, her team, I believe they got too big-headed and they thought that Ice Spice was just bigger than life. And so I feel like she didn't even do the features. You know how normally a newer artist, when you're hot on the scene, you go on like a little feature run because you need to be everywhere. You need to be on the tip of everyone's tongue. Now, what was interesting about Ice Spice was, although she didn't do a ton of features, she was still on the tip of everyone's tongue because of the kind of features she did do. Ice Spice had the Nicki Minaj features, 2 of them. She had the Taylor Swift feature. She had the Girl's a Liar. Now, although that girl isn't a big artist, that still went top 10 on the Billboard. So Ice Spice, although she wasn't doing a lot of features, she still was on the tip of everyone's tongue because, she had these awesome records that she was a part of, and, they debuted well and they performed well on Billboard. And so this is Ice Spice's first release as a single, since she's been popping, that didn't debut on the charts. This song didn't even debut on Billboard Hot 100's Bubbling Under. And for you all that don't know, the Bubbling Under is a chart where you didn't make Billboard yet, but you just about made it, so you're bubbling under. So which means it's bubbling, which it could come on Billboard maybe the next week if it's a good record, or eventually in the future. But she didn't even make the Bubbling Under. So that means she's like not even nowhere near close to charting on Billboard. So I also think too, a huge part of this is because, Ice Spice had got caught up in saying some nasty things in those text messages about Nicki Minaj. Y'all remember I reported on that a couple of weeks ago too. She called Nicki Minaj, what did she call her? Delusional and something else. Y'all remind me. It was something and delusional. One of them. I know delusional for sure. So, obviously, a big chunk of Ice Spice's fan base was the Barbs. Nicki Minaj endorsed her. Nicki Minaj did 2 features with her. So it leads the Barbs, it led the Barbs to believe that, Nicki Minaj stamped her and that they were in, they were, thick as thieves. Well, when those text messages came out and it showed Ice Spice kind of dogging Nicki Minaj, talking crazy about her. Well, those were Nicki Minaj's fans first, the Barbs. So the support and everything left right along with Nicki. It did. So now Ice Spice she's in the win because now she's stuck to figure out how she needs to go about her release. Now, this isn't good for her for her song to be flopping either, because Ice Spice has an album due out within the next month. I believe her album is coming out in June. And so for this to be one of the singles on your album, you want this to do well. That's why you do the video. That's why she had the promo with the pink Range Rovers, with the smoke and everything. You want this to do well because if this song does well, it can kind of predict the trajectory of how the album may do. And also with the song doing well, of course, it'll help the first week numbers for the album when it does come out. So with us knowing all that and this song flopping, I don't know. Ice, I don't know. I thought the song was trash, but I didn't know y'all wasn't gonna fuck with it. I mean, because y'all gassed up everything, but it looks like yeah. Could this be the beginning of the end for Ice Spice? I gave her to 2025 for her to still literally be like a thing that's popping. So maybe it's by the end of 2024. I don't know. I'm not wishing any bad on Ice Spice. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all my audience, so we can talk like this. And y'all know this is just this kitchen table talk for real. So I think, you go against Nicki, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. This is one of the results of, when you don't really have your own fan base to carry you through. And Nicki Minaj kind of, came in and Ice Spice attached her brand to Nicki Minaj, Nicki. But then it's like, okay, you did that and you got our fans and they bought into it. But now everything came out and you was kind of dogging Nicki in them text messages. The Barbs are kind of giving you the big F you, and they're not buying, they're not streaming, they're not supporting anything. All of that went away with, so good luck. Good luck to Ice Spice. I think that, she can still get it back. If she's a real artist, she'll get back in the booth and she'll do another one and throw it in the ring and give us something else that we can really bop to. Because here's the thing, we can't deny good music. Rather, you are not in good cahoots with Nicki Minaj and things like that. When it's presented to the general public, they're not gonna, a bop is a bop. Whether, you have the Barbs support or not, although the Barbs were a big part of, your success for your latest releases and everything like that. But, if the GP messes with it outside of the Barbs, then it's a bop. So it'll probably go. But yeah, Ice, you got to go back to the drawing board. Them messages coming out didn't do you any well, girl. It did not do you any good. And now you're in limbo. You're in limbo right now. And it'll be interesting to see, I guess, the trajectory of Ice Spice's career within the next 6 months. So we'll do we're going to be checking in. We're definitely going to be tapping in with Ice Spice to see what she has going on. We're going to talk about that album when it comes out. I'll let you guys know what I think about it and everything. But blessings to Ice Spice and good luck to you. And I hope you can get that momentum back around you. It's nothing like your momentum when you first come out. When you first hit the scene, you're hot. Everybody want a piece of you. Everybody wants you, And I think her team they overhyped it. They was just too grand. They weren't even doing those features with the babies and those Moneybag Yo's and those artists like that. They weren't doing those features, and it keeps you on the tip of everyone's tongue. And I think that's where her team dropped the ball at. They dropped the ball right there. So good luck to Ice Spice. We'll be checking in with you, girl. Just not from Billboard. Okay, I'm playing, y'all, but I mean not from Billboard though, But moving right along, y'all. So we got to talk about we got to talk about the hot girl. We got to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. So Megan Thee Stallion also released on the same day as Ice Spice, and so now we all, me included, we all were waiting for her to release this because, this would have been Megan Thee Stallion's first solo song since her #1 record, Hiss, where she was seen taking shots at Nicki Minaj in the record. You can hear her taking shots at Nicki Minaj in the record, which sparked Nicki Minaj to release her diss record, Bigfoot, and then they got into a rap beef. Although Megan Thee Stallion never responded, we were all just waiting to hear what she had to say in this record because maybe this was going to be her response to Nicki. We were waiting to hear what she had to say. I went over the record with y'all before. The record fell short for me. I didn't really care for the record like that. It didn't make sense. Like it didn't. But the video was fire. The visual. Megan Thee Stallion, she gonna give you a visual now. At least that's what it looks like from these last few releases. Megan Thee Stallion is gonna give you a visual. It's very well thought out. It's conceptualized very well. However, the song is almost like you put more energy into the visual and not the song. And so, anyway, y'all, the song debuted number 39 on Billboard. So it did not crack the top 20. It didn't crack the top 10. And it most definitely did not go #1 like her hit record Hiss did, And people are saying that the record didn't do anything because she wasn't, Nicki Minaj didn't engage. Let's just say this record came out and she did take a couple shots at Nicki Minaj, but I thought it was more so toward Cardi B. But it was a couple in there for Nicki. Let's say if Nicki Minaj did go ahead and, give it any life and everything, maybe the record would have debuted a little higher because Nicki spoke on it and Nicki would have spoke on it. And then, it would have prompted people to go listen more. But Nicki Minaj paid it. This record came out, even though she was throwing little, subtle shots at Nicki Minaj paid it. She didn't even breathe any life into the record. And this is where it landed. It landed on the Billboard at number 39. Now, I feel this is normal. Now, this is normally where Megan is. So here's the thing, too. This further proves that, Nicki Minaj basically handed Megan Thee Stallion a #1 record with Hiss. She did. Now, the record was good, but was it #1 good? No. And is everybody just tuned in and just worry about what Megan Thee Stallion is releasing? No, but if you attach Nicki Minaj to that, now not saying that people aren't, looking, because I'm checking for a Megan Thee Stallion release. When she releases music, I'm going to listen to it. I want to hear what she got to say, and I like her music. Some of her records I actually do like. Some of them do fall short, and they are a bore and a snooze fest. But sometimes she does get it right, so I'm going to listen. But her debuting at where she debuted is kind of on trend for her because, okay, we got Cobra. Let me see. Cobra debuted at number 32 on the charts. No Nicki. We got Hiss. Hiss charted for 6 weeks and it debuted #1 on the chart. Nicki. Carried by Nicki. Then we got Boa, the record that just came out. No Nicki. Number 39. You get where I'm saying? So in the 30s, it seems like that's where Megan Thee Stallion normally lands. In the 30s or whatever. So she's never been in, if we could just keep it a being, Megan Thee Stallion has never been a charting girl like that. Like, she's never been one to just debut, really super high on the charts. I think what this is telling me, and Meg, this is no shade, you need to be giving Nicki some of that back end. You owe Nicki some back end for Hiss. Because basically the only reason you got #1 record is because Nicki Minaj kind of fed into it and, gave you the time of day. Now I know Nicki Minaj she was looking crazy because you literally handed Megan Thee Stallion, your op, a #1 record just by you getting on Twitter and going on that long rant, and then you even releasing the Bigfoot record. It made people want to go say, okay, wait, Nicki said this in this record. Well, let me go listen to what Megan Thee Stallion said again. You brought it up. You carried her to #1. So Megan, you owe Nicki some back end. You need to cut her a check. Send that woman a check. And Nicki, pay it. Just let the girls say what they want to say, because you see that where they land when you don't engage with them, they stay right where they're at in the 30s. So it'll just be interesting, I guess, where the trajectory of Megan Thee Stallion's, I guess, career would go after this, because I feel like I was expecting, me personally, it to debut higher, even higher than even without Nicki engaging in the record or giving it any time of day. I did expect this to at least go top 20, just because Megan Thee Stallion is a huge artist and she is on tour right now. So you know, I don't know. I guess I wonder. It's like, is this it for Megan Thee Stallion? Like, is this where she falls? Does she have the potential to keep getting bigger and bigger? I thought she did. And I guess maybe we'll have to wait and see. Now, I will say this, though. Megan Thee Stallion is on tour. And shout out to her. So let me pull up the screen. Megan Thee Stallion looks good. Look at her. The body is smoking. They said she got lipo. I don't care what she did. Give me the doctor number. I want the whatever. But, you know, if she was in the gym, kudos to her too. But whatever she was doing, she looks amazing. The ass is sitting. She looks amazing. I kind of love when she wears that big hair too. But they were also saying too, I know she was getting a lot of criticism about the tickets. First off, her tickets were $25 to $30. A couple of her concert tickets, they were cheap. And then also too, I saw a couple videos, y'all, and it's no shade. It didn't look like Megan Thee Stallion had a set. And I promise you, this is no shade. It looked a little cheap. I'm not gonna lie, the tour set looked a little, like, it wasn't a set. I just saw like, it was a prop in the middle and it was two projectors right there on the side. I didn't see any stage or anything. She didn't come up out of stage. She didn't go back under a stage or anything. I guess, you know, I'm expecting a big production since you're going on an arena tour. And I guess I just was a little underwhelmed by that. And then also too, I saw another video where she was saying the lyrics to a song and everything, and it seemed like the people didn't know the lyrics because it was kind of quiet. I don't know, y'all, but nonetheless, she filled the room up, so I won't take that away from her. If the tickets were, even if they were $30 or whatever, $25, $30, she filled the room up. She had the people in the room. You know, I think it was just when it was time to sing those songs, y'all, they didn't really know them songs like that. So look, this is what I mean. It wasn't no stage or nothing. It was just the two projector screens, and you don't see anything else. You see the prop in the middle. That's what I'm talking about. And then you just see two screens, but there's no stage or anything. So that's her right there. Look, she throwing ass. She look good. Meg looks good. But look, that's what I'm saying. This is a lot of people. Now, this is at the Chicago show. I'm not sure if it was sold out or not, but she brought the people out. And, you know, maybe it could have been a thing where the people, you know, maybe the people didn't have anything to do. And so they're like, okay, shit, the ticket $30. Shit, why not? I guess yeah, let's go. You know, ticket cheap. And so maybe they really weren't like Megan Thee Stallion supporters or things like that. But maybe it was something to do when there was nothing to do. I don't know. Some people were saying they were seat fillers there, a lot of seat fillers. Y'all, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't know until I go see the show myself. So I don't know if I'll get around to doing that. If there's nothing to do, then maybe I will. So, but shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for being on tour, and I guess for debuting at number 39. But Meg, you gotta be able to prove that you can chart and that you're, you know, this big deal without Nicki Minaj. Because it seems like without having that Nicki Minaj attachment, you kind of plateauing right now. You know, Ice Spice, same for you. Without having the support of Nicki Minaj and the Barbs, you're not even charting, girl. You know what they say, go against Nicki, it's gonna cost you. So I don't know, y'all, but I'm excited to see what Megan Thee Stallion has in store coming next. I love seeing her visuals. I'm even excited to see what Ice Spice is gonna put out next. Ice, go back to the drawing board and just do it again. You got it. Just come up with something else. But that Give Me a Light was ass crack. That was ass crack. Ice, you got to come up with something better than that, girl. But let me know. I'm curious to hear from y'all. What y'all think? Do y'all think Ice Spice is on her way out? Is this the beginning of the end for Ice Spice? What do y'all think about Megan Thee Stallion? Do you think she's plateauing? Do you think Megan Thee Stallion needs Nicki Minaj's name attached to hers in order to stay relevant and really, you know, sell music? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. As always, y'all know we're going to chop it up down there in the comments. I'll catch y'all in the next one.